Hi again, it's Chris Peters, Scooter Router. I thought I'd make a different video this time, a bit different, because I want to introduce me, my scooter, and my videos. So this is my scooter now. I'm just showing you the setup. So you see the camera's on the right, the GoPro camera, and on the left I've got me, where I can put me smartphone, which can operate the camera, or if I get lost I can look up Google Maps, but that hasn't happened yet, but it's there. But anyway, this is my scooter. This is my old faithful. Had it for over must be about 4 years now. Cost me 1,200 when I bought it. It's been reliable, pretty reliable. The only thing, there's my name, Scooter Router. The only thing is that I was getting constant flat tyres, and it was costing me 50 quid a time. So I got rid of those tyres and I've got solid tyres now, so I can ride over glass, happy as a sandboy. Happy as Larry, well, I don't know. Anyway, there's my camera. That's me set up, so that's the smartphone. And as you can see, I can raise that camera to the height. So this is the best way I could get me. So I thought I'd drive up to the window. There's me on my scooter. There wasn't anybody around. I could have asked to say, can you film me on my scooter? So for the moment, this is the best I can do. So there you are. That's me. God knows what's happening in the background. I can see people come down the stairs, buses going by in the back. But that's me. That's me. And this is where I live too. So I'm now off on my next journey, which this time is going to be called Queen's Park. Now Queen's Park is a golf course. Now I haven't filmed any. This is, by the way, this is our fire station. It's a new fire station. The old one used to be, well, it's still there now as a club, but it was down Holderness Road. But this is the new one now, which is just up the top of Holderness Road by the Wessex Road. So so at the moment I'm now off to what's called Queen's Park Golf ground. Not that I play golf, but I thought, I haven't done this area. In fact, I haven't done any golf course. I've said that they're in the background, but this one I remember as a kid, because we used to come down here as kids with our bikes, and there was a certain dirt ground that we used to play on. Yeah, that's the Wessex Way. That's the road you go if you want to go to London, or the other side is on to Poole or the west. So cross over this Wessex Way and make my way down to Richmond Park Road is what it's called. It's changed a bit since I was a kid because of that motorway. But this is where I'm on now, the way to Queen's Park. Queen's Park, I'm not going to call it golf club, it's Queen's Park. As you can see, it's not a bad day. Sky's up there, it's pretty blue, a few clouds, not many, not a forecast of rain today. It's not as hot as it has been. It's about 21, I think, maybe a bit higher, about 21, yeah. I believe the heat wave is going to come back a bit for the weekend, but at the moment it's nice temperature. In fact, this is how I like it. This is how I prefer it. It's not too cold and it's not too hot. It's just right. So this is Richmond Park Road. Now the other side of it, I come down of it at the end of this video, because I do a circle in a way. So this leads on to what they call the five ways, which go up this road, and then you can go on to Winton on the north one. But I'm going to turn off now. I'm turning off here, which is going to take me on my way to Queen's Park. Bournemouth has got quite a number of golf courses, golf clubs, or whatever you call them. Ferndown, Bournemouth, Poole. I'm surprised Donald Trump hasn't made his way down here to claim one or two, or build another one as he wants to do. But this is this golf course has been here. Oh, course, yeah, golf club, golf course has been here since I was a kid, like all the others. One Merritt Park, that's been there when I was a kid. I showed it on another video, but I said it was to the right. I didn't actually go on it. This time, I accidentally did. I didn't mean to, but I did. You'll see that in a minute. As you can see, we're starting to go into quite what I would call an affluent area. I mean, look at that house right straight ahead. Look at that. I love buildings. I love architecture, as I've shown many times in my videos. But down this way, I mean, they go on about Sandbanks being a wealthy area, but this, to me, is just as wealthy. Especially being next to a golf club. So now I'm starting to actually venture onto the golf club itself. I mean, this wasn't my intention, and I've never been here before, so I didn't have a clue where I was. So there you go. This must be what they call the 18th hole, because there's the golfing. What do they call them? Sorry, I don't know. Are they like mine? I could do one of them. That's quite. Mind you, I couldn't get around the shots on that, could I? No, we'll carry on. So yeah, I'm heading off now, and I really don't know where I don't know where I'm going. I haven't got a blim clue. I asked this lady. I said, "Do you know where this goes to? Can I get a path? Can it lead all the way?" She said, "Yeah, you can go down there. You can go turn left down there." I thought, all right, I'll give it a go. But I didn't know where I was. But I thought, all right, he who dares wins. Let's press on. I mean, I love filming around the towns, you know, the beach and there's Bournemouth Square, Christchurch and all that lot. But I also love going into the wild, with all the trees and paths, especially if it's the first time that this is. So it's a bit of an adventure for me, and I'm thinking, where am I? And I thought, which path? You said there's a path. Is this a path? Is this a path? I suppose there's a path. I could have gone over the other way, but I thought, no, I'll carry on this way and I'll just see where I end up. That's how this video is. So as you're watching it now, unless you've been here before, you're venturing just as much as I did as I made this film. I was beginning to wonder, are there patties going to suddenly come out of the trees? Or I've been playing too many shoot 'em up games. And are there any tanks around here? Is it safe? Because I didn't know where I was. But I thought, I'll go up there, see where that goes to. I mean, it's a nice area. As you saw with that woman earlier on, it's probably a good area for dog walkers and that. But I thought, being that it's a golf course, I thought, I'm going to stay near the trees. I'm going to stay in what the golfers might call the rough. Because you go into the nice greeny area, you're more liable to get a golf ball in your nut. No, it's not what I wanted. I wouldn't have made that an interesting video, have a golf ball shooting across me at 50 miles an hour. So I thought, I'll stick to the trees, even though there might be Indians in there, and just follow the paths the best as I could. Follow me nose, as I always say. Follow your nose. I mean, usually I can, with my other videos, I can say, oh, there's a pier on the left, there's Woolworths. Oh, not Woolworths, but there's Debenhams or Bobby's. There's a roundabout and that. But here, all I can say is, well, there's a tree, and there's another tree. A tree, there's another tree, tree. But I'm following this path. And by now I'm thinking, I want to get out of there. It's getting dangerous. There could be hello, there's fresh green grass coming up. Where are the golfers? It's like going into Afghanistan. With snipers. With the golfers. Any time a ball could shoot across that area, and I'm thinking, Oh my God, what have I done? I didn't mean to come here. I didn't want to go here. I wanted to go round it. But come here. Oh, stick to the trees, girl. Stick to the trees. Stick to the trees. It's safer in the trees. You'll be alright. Just stick to the trees. It's beginning to look like the Wild West here. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where I'm going. Is this safe? Is there a wagon train going to come by and show me the direction? Which way to go, girl? Carry on as left as I'm doing, or do I cross over to the right there? But you don't know, there might be a golf ball shooting across any moment now. But unless the golfer shouts 4, which I believe is when it means that they missed the ball, hit the ball in the wrong direction, so 4 must be duck your blimmin' head. But Jesus, I've got to have to dive off my scooter and hide under it. Blimmin' head, but Jesus, I've got to have to dive off my scooter and hide under it. At this point I thought, oh no, this is going to be like the outback in Australia. Should I have brought water, rations, blankets? Now I've given up smoking, I can't even light a blooming fire. Where am I? There's loads of paths here, there's one up there. Oh, humans, hang on, it's humans. Life, oh, saviour. Oh, thank you, thank you. I just want to get back to the road, and I see this woman with her dogs, so it's obviously a good walking area if you've got dogs, or even if you haven't got dogs, probably a good jogging area too, probably better than being out on the road. But so I stopped and I said to this woman, I said, where's the road? She said, what road? I said, any road. She said, if you go down there, go left, she said, you'll see a car park. And then there's a road. Well, obviously there's a car park. There's got to be a road, isn't there? So, save that. But she said I had to go down this path ahead of me, which is where I'm heading in now. And I'm going in the trees. And there could be Arabs, all sorts going on in there. Even cannibals leaping out of the trees. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's quite nice, isn't it? Oh yes, it is a better path, so, oh no, this is feeling good, No, I'm feeling good now, feeling happy. It looks like I thought it was going to go into the darkness, like into the rainforest or something like place like that. So there's the warning sign. There was a load of the warning signs that said, look out for golfers. It's like going onto Salisbury Plain with armies firing weapons. There's the car. Hang on, there's the car park. I can see the car park. Oh, saviour. And people too. Golf, car park, people, life. Thank you. I'm normally an easygoing person. You know, I don't panic. You know, I take life in its stride. I take things as it comes. But you know, this area was getting a bit desperate for me. I think what was fearing me was blooming golf balls. Because I know they whack those things blooming hard. And I didn't want to cross over there. It wasn't my intention when I set off. I wanted to go round this golf course, not in it. There you go. So now there's a car park. So this is great. I know there's going to be a road ahead, obviously. Actually, when I went through this gate and I got to the end of this road, I met a nice young lady. I'm not sure whether she was a golfer or just a nice person or helping out, but there was a bin to the left which was full of rubbish that people had dumped there. I think you can just about see it as I approached it, because I turned my camera off when I was there. But I sat and chatted to this lady, and we had a good chat. She was telling me, but it was a clothing place there. There's the bin there, and it was like a dump, a clothing area. And she goes there regularly. She does play golf, but she goes there regularly and sorts the stuff out, because it's just unwanted clothing. but for some reason it just gets dumped outside. And I said to her, what happens when it rains? She said, well, it's a bit different. So she sorts it all out. I don't know if she just does it out of goodwill. I don't think she's employed, but we had a good chat, and I really enjoyed. It was a nice stop getting over my fears. Anyway, now I'm back on track. This is where I wanted to go originally, around the golf course, not blooming in it. So this is the path that I remember as a kid. So on the right, this is where we used to go with our bikes. It's an area with humps and bumps. So if you've got a bike, it's like, I mean, the kids think today they've got these bikes that go up and down humps and that. But we did that back in the 60s. We didn't have the bikes that you have now, these mountain bikes and all that lot. We just had ordinary bikes. Even the ones that Dad used to leave us, and we used to convert into something more with cow handlebars and that, but do a leap over a bump and that. But this is the area that we used to come to as a kid, and this is where I wanted to go for old memory's sake. But I ended up being in the middle of blooming golf course. But that wasn't my plan. But it was interesting that I got there anyway. But I shall never go there again. I will continue to film Christchurch, the town areas, normal areas where you might not find Indians. I don't know about Boscombe. You'll probably find a few Indians up there. But anyway, that was my experience at Queen's Park. Now, as I said earlier, this is a fairly, what I would call, affluent area. You'll see, from now on, you'll see many gated properties, security gated properties, like you probably see in Sandbanks. But this area is not so much talked about. But this road will lead on to the main Queen's Park Drive, and it's really gated area practically all along, you know. And so if you want to live here, it's handy, I suppose. You've got the golf course, but look at these houses to the left. They're not ordinary houses. They're worth a few bob, and they've probably been here for years, so they've been extended. Look, they've got loft extensions and everything. So it's yeah, it's an affluent area, just to my mind, just like Sandbanks. As you can see with a lot of my videos, when I'm outside of town, outside of Bournemouth, Westbourne, Christchurch, or those areas, Winton, I like to go around these areas, and you can see Bournemouth is a very green area. There's lots of green in Bournemouth, lots of roads, you know, Glenfernus Avenue, this Queen's Park area, trees and green. So, you know, these environmental people and that who talk about the planet and that, I mean, you can't have a go at Bournemouth because we're not like London where it's just all big tall buildings. We have our areas like town centres and that, but we also have our outskirts where we have the leafy areas, green areas. This is why I love Bournemouth. You've got a bit of both. In fact, if you go sort of west out of Bournemouth, you're not long into the countryside. You know, you start to go into on the route to Winchester and places, Weymouth and stuff like that. You're going into the country. So, and then you go right, and then you're going into Bays at the M3, M27, and then you're heading on to London, which is, and then up north, wherever you want to go. So this is why I like Bournemouth, because it's just nicely situated. We're sort of out of the way, but we're not completely out of the way. We've got everything on our doorstep. Everything's on our doorstep. So here we go now. This is the what they call Queen's Park Drive. It's called Queen's Park Drive. It's really more of a road than a drive, but it leads on to the end of Wessex Way and Castle Lane, so you can join it and carry on if you want to. That's why it's a busy road, because traffic can go on to London from here. It's a shortcut to the Wessex Way. At the moment I'm just trying to find a drop curb because I want to cross the road. I'm not. I can't find where this is. Where there's no curve. It's just flat ground. So I'm shooting across here because I want to turn left and head up to what is known as Five Ways. So now what we're doing now, we're going up what I call the real affluent. This is a gated area. You know, this is well put, and the buildings here, you can't even see them. They're so well hidden, which is not really good, is it? Because burglars can get in there, and nobody will see them getting in there because they're well hidden. But it's all gated. It's all gated, like Buckingham Palace round here, and you just can't get in there. Look, heavy gates, security gates. You never get past there. But the people who want to, I suppose, do. But it's a nice area. It's a very busy road. As I said, traffic goes in and out. It's a crossroads between Northbourne from Winton, where you shoot across, and then you can get onto either Castle Lane to go to Christchurch, or onto Wessex Way, which will take you further onto the motorway, which will get you onto the M27, M3 to London. So anyway. But this is the area. This is Queen's Park, and I've not filmed this before, so this is all new to my collection. Because I've been all over the place. I'm trying to think of new places I can go to, and I'm beginning to run out. But this is one I haven't shown you before. When I get to the end of the road, I think I have done this before, but on my older camera, which was a bit jumpy, so maybe it's worthwhile. But I'm not filming all the way home, just a bit, because I've apparently done what I wanted to do. I'll first show you my scooter, give you a look at that, and also come to Queen's Park, which is an area I've not been to before. So, but again, as you can see, very leafy. They're not eager to cut down trees around this area. So it's a pleasant place to walk. I noticed the pavements are a lot better around here. My scooter's not jumping up and down like other places. But obviously they look after the people around here, don't they? Because they probably pay more rates, I don't know. Anyway, so we're coming to the end of Queen's Park Drive now. Starting to feel a bit more relaxed now. No fear of any golf balls shooting across the pathway. A bit like being in Ukraine or a Gaza Strip. It must be dangerous going around not knowing what's going to hit you next. And that's how I felt on that golf course. No wonder I don't play golf, because I'd be too nervous up there. Anyway, this is the Five Ways now. I have filmed this before, a long time ago. But as I said, it was on a shaky camera, so I thought I'd still keep it here on view to show you this area. So this is a Five Way. So from here you can head up to towards the right, towards Winton, or in my case, I can turn left and go back home from here to Holness Road, where I started. But I don't, as I said, I don't film that distance because I've done that before. So I only go just to the Chalmster area, to the Five Ways, and then I that's where I leave you. But this is Chalmster. Is it Chalmster Road? Yeah, but it's Five Ways. It leads up to Chalmster, so it must be Chalmster Road. But it's quite popular. I like this vehicle. See this vehicle on the left? I stopped to have a look at that, and I thought, no, I've never seen that before. And I looked at it to see, is it a scooter? But no, it's a proper vehicle. But it's a nice little thing. But it's not like a mobility scooter like I've got. Because you can get mobility scooters that look more like cars, but I think that one, I'm not so sure, but I definitely think that was more of a vehicle. But do you remember the old days? Well, you probably don't, but I do. But they used to have these three-wheelers for invalid people, They were awful things, and I'm glad they don't have them anymore. But now, like mobility scooters like I've got, you know, they don't look so blimmin' ridiculous. You can ride around. In fact, I'm sure a lot of people use them who don't really need them. In fact, I know one person who uses it just for the pub. He's got a car, but he uses a scooter just for going out to the pub, because I've never heard of anybody being done for drink and drive on a bicycle. Yeah, but never on a, not yet anyway. But it might happen in the future. Anyway, this is a usual shopping area in I don't know what they call this area, but it's still Chalmers Road. But this is a special area where, thank you. This is a special area where they have a row of shops. So we're now, as I said, heading on to Chalmers Road, which leads through the town of Chalmers. And if you turn right up the top here, and then you head on Alma Road, which takes you to Winton. Go right ahead, and you can drive all the way to Richmond Hill and Bournemouth. So I know this area well. I know, you know, I've been here long enough, driven around here as well a lot. So I know this area. This is why I feel it's good when I do these videos that I can tell you things, a bit like sat nav, as I said. I can give you indications of where goes where, and what routes you should take. Like I said in the beginning of the film, I can get onto Google Maps, but I'm not so far. Touch wood, and mind you, I nearly did on that golf course, but I'm not yet had to Google and find my way home. I managed to find my way, though I do get lost in Poole a bit. And that's St Swithin's Church to the right. In fact, that's St Swithin's Road to the left. And that, if I was to go up there, that would take me back to where I started making this video. So now we're on our way up to Chalmers Crossroads. As I said, to the right is Winton, straight ahead to Bournemouth, to left is where I'm going, will take me to Chalmers Road, or Boscombe if I wanted to go that far, but Holnesswood, I mean. But that's where my journey ends. So this has been my video today, to show you my scooter, show you me, a bit of my trip. I hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making it. It was a nice day, and I'm not sure when I'll be doing another one. I'm looking at the weather, and I'm finding out where I haven't been. So I'll make more. I enjoy doing it. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.